Hi, I'm Mark Dannenberg, founder and CEO of Options Moneymaker, and this is the Profit Builder Weekly Review for October 2nd, 2015. I'm going to show you a chart here. We've talked about these charts before. I can't emphasize strongly enough how simple this type of trading can be. If you understand how to read a chart and you understand how to read the simple turning points, meaning when the market is poised to turn and head lower versus when the market is poised to turn and head higher, it can be a very profitable trading opportunity for you. Here I'm showing you a 30-day chart using 30-minute bars. There are a couple of key things in here that if you just learn how to trade off of these simple indicators, you can be very successful and very profitable. Number one, there are gaps that occur when you're trading the indexes. This is one of my favorite indexes. This is the NASDAQ 100. These gaps that occur are overreactions of some sort of news or chaos in the market. These gaps, which are highlighted, shaded in green, are about 93% of the time that gap is retraced. And what that means is here we had a bar that had a high. The next bar gapped much higher, leaving that gap. 93% of the time, the price is going to retrace back down to the high of that bar. In this case, it took a couple of weeks for that to occur, but it did occur. I'm not saying it happens immediately. I'm just saying our experience in trading this strategy for years is 93% of the time it does in fact retrace. Here's the other indicator. You've got support and resistance. Support and resistance is not complicated. It is identifying where your natural highs are and identifying where your natural lows are. The natural highs occur when the price moves up to a certain level and then turns and heads back lower. That is a natural high, and that is a price point that can be used to start to identify where there is a level of resistance. In this case, on the NASDAQ 100, there was a natural high back here on the 21st of September. Another natural high occurred on Friday at close. Although that was the close, we don't know yet if it's going to turn and head lower. I think it's going to, but I'll get to that in just a minute. The natural lows are where we hit a low price point and then turn and head higher. And when you can put two parallel lines on the chart, they capture the lows, a series of lows, as well as highs. You have a channel, and you have a channel where the index is trading inside that channel. These indexes trade in patterns. It doesn't matter how volatile you think the market is, they trade in patterns. When you understand that pattern, you can trade declining bias positions at the top of the pattern, and you can trade rising bias positions at the bottom of the pattern. You don't have to call tops and bottoms. I don't need it to be right at the top. I just need it to be in the upper 25% or the lower 25%. And then the third thing I wanted to point out to you is the Bollinger Bands. Those are the blue lines that are squiggling their way through the chart. The indexes tend to trade back and forth between those blue lines, and they bounce off of the two standard deviation Bollinger Bands, upper and lower, and turn and head in the opposite direction. Not 100% of the time, again, but such a high percentage of time that it's a reliable indicator. So I said to you a moment ago, I wouldn't be surprised if we head lower the first couple of days of next week, even a small pullback, partly because we hit a line of resistance and partly because we actually are trading right at the upper Bollinger Band. And it's just natural to see the price move back and forth between the upper and lower Bollinger Band. All right, so what does that do for us? Well, we have trading strategies that use a primary core strategy of credit spreads, but it's how we place those credit spreads, how we identify when to open them and where to place our strikes that is the key. Lots of people trade credit spreads. It's one of the most commonly traded strategies out there, and it is one of the strategies that traders fail at more than they should. And it's because they don't really understand where to place their strikes and how to properly manage the position. So we have a whole program called the Profit Builder program that teaches you exactly that. You can follow along with us for 6 months and learn exactly how to place your strikes, when to open these positions, how to properly manage them when the position gets in trouble. We keep things very, very simple on this program. So simple that at the end of each week, we take a snapshot of our performance for the week. So the week ending October 2nd, that was yesterday, we took in $440.92 of net positive gains. That is net after commissions. We don't mess around here. We don't tell you here's what our gains were, but then we have to take commissions out of that. We consider our performance net after fees and commissions. So our performance was $440.92. We have a very simple spreadsheet that we keep track of, and that is where we plug in our profits every week, and that's all we care about. That is the report card for our performance every week. So this week ended the first week of our new quarter. We have 2 quarters behind us. We've started the Profit Builder program at the beginning of the second quarter of the calendar year, actually 1 week prior to that. Prior to this week, we've accumulated $18,351 in profits in the first 2 quarters, and this week we added another $441 of profits to that. We started the whole program by risking $5,000 and then compounding that by increasing the amount of risk we were willing to take on each week, adding the profits each week. So we didn't put any more of our own money into our positions. We just used the profits that we had gained and compounded our profits. At the beginning of the second quarter, we reset to $5,000 plus 50% of the profits from the first quarter. And now that we've started over again with a new quarter, we reset to $81.98, which was the beginning balance of last quarter, plus 50% of the profits from the previous quarter. So to date, including this week, we've accumulated $18,791 of profits. Now periodically I'll have someone send me an email and say, you know, I like your program, but I'd like to see all the detail in the trades. Don't bother. Don't bother to ask, because we don't provide all the details on every trade. It's not that we're trying to hide anything, it's just that we consider it doesn't matter. If I have 10 trades 1 week and it accumulates a net positive gain that is reasonably in line with what I'm looking for, then so be it. If I have 2 trades that week that give me the same, or if I have 20 trades that week that give me the same, since I'm calculating my net positive gains after fees and commissions, it doesn't matter to me what the actual performance was on each individual position. Tracking win-loss ratio is a losing proposition. Tracking your actual net gain or loss at the end of each week is the only true measure of whether or not you are being successful. And we teach you how to do that. So you can look at our profits and losses that we've gained each week since we started 2 quarters ago. You can see here that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks out of the last 28 weeks that we have had a loss. 5 out of 28 weeks. That's the only report card that matters to me. It's not a win-loss ratio. It's not the number of positions. It's not what percentage of positions won versus what percentage of positions that lost. You see, there's such a common misunderstanding about how to truly be successful. It's just perpetuated over and over again, and people continue to have short periods of success and then they fail. That is not what we promote. That is not the way we teach the Profit Builder program. And if it's something that you are interested in, if what you're hearing sounds like something you'd like to learn more about, please check us out at ommprofitbuilders.com. That's ommprofitbuilders.com. I'm Mark Dannenberg. I'm the CEO and founder of Options Moneymaker. We have a passion for teaching people how to trade options. We have a passion for teaching people how to be successful. We trade conservatively, we trade successfully. We trade consistently, and we are a full disclosure company, meaning that not only do we just insert our profits each week in a spreadsheet, but we provide a 15 to 20 minute daily video every single day, and you can see on a daily basis the progression of every single position. So although we don't track every single position and win-loss ratio, etc., you can see every day exactly what's going on in our account. We're trading a live account for you to view and watch and track our performance. So again, if this is something that interests you, check us out at ommprofitbuilders.com. I'm Mark Dannenberg. I love helping traders learn how to trade. We have a passion for helping people make money. We'd love to work with you. Thanks so much for being here. I'll be back next week with another weekly update.